Today I'm going to show you how to make half hexagons to fill in this gap here on a hexagon blanket. Because when you put your hexagons together, they're offset like this. And so you have this sort of gap here, which is an awkward little shape to fill in. So you need to have this section here to give it a straight edge, so that when you come along and put a border on, it looks seamless rather than zigzaggy like this. So obviously it's a funny little shape to have to crochet to pop into that little section there. It's sort of like a parallelogram, I'm not even sure, a trapezium, I should know. It's been a long time since I was at school. But this little shape here just gives it quite a nice finish. So I'll show you how you make a little half hexi. With your yarn, you are going to start with a magic circle. If you don't know how to do a magic circle, I've got a video just down here in the description where you can learn, and I show you a bit more slowly. But you are going to chain 2. And then you're going to put a double crochet in here. And then chain 3. Double crochet 2 together. Again, if you don't know how to do this, I've got a video that I will link to in the description. Chain 3. And then you're going to put 2 double crochets, not a double crochet 2 together, 2 separate double crochets. 1, 2, like that. Then you can pull your tail to pull it closed. And you can see you've got the first little, if you were to cut that in half, first little half section. So now you are going to chain 2 and turn your work around, so you're working into the back here. And you're going to put 1 more double crochet into the same space where you just chained from. Right in there. Chain 1. And then into this chain 3 space, you're going to put double crochet 2 together, chain 3, double crochet 2 together, all into the same space. Oops. So double crochet 2 together, chain 3, double crochet 2 together. Chain 1, and then the same again into this chain 3 space, double crochet 2 together, chain 3, double crochet 2 together. Chain 1. And then you are going to pop 2 double crochets just on their own, not together, 2 double crochets into the top of your chain 2, very first chain 2 you did on the row below. So this one here is your double crochet. You're going to go into the chain 2 here. Can be a bit of a tight squeeze. Oops. Like that. So that's 1 double crochet. And the second one's always easier because you've just forced the hole. 2 double crochet. And then chain 1 and cut your yarn, but leave a decent enough length that you can weave it in after. Pull that up and pull it a little bit tight. It's not going to hold forever, but it will hold enough for now. So you can see we've sort of got like a half hexagon here, which again, if you were to cover up that, got a bit of a half hexagon. Now these edges here, the two on the end, aren't exactly the same as this, but by the time you've done the third round, you won't really notice. So it's just to blend it in like this. So keeping the same side facing you, grab your white yarn. Make a little slip knot. And we're going to start working into this corner. So this is where you just cut your yarn. So back onto the other side. You can see you're going to join the yarn into these chains here. So not the double crochet, into the chains. You don't need to be too worried, just shove it on in wherever it will go. Bring that back through. And you're going to chain 3. Now there's a slight difference to how the full hexagon is done, because you need these little either end corners to be slightly longer to reach the edges of your hexagons. So this section and this section need to be fractionally longer, just so it slots in a bit more nicely. So you're going to do one more double crochet all into the same chain space, and then you are going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to put 2 more double crochets back into that space, same space. Don't worry if it looks a tiny bit messy. Once the full blanket is done, let me move those out of the way. Once the full blanket is done, you really don't notice. No one really examines that closely. So you've formed your little corner. And then into this chain 1 space, 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Just see if I can turn the brightness down a little bit. There we go. The sun's come out and it's got a bit dazzling. So into this chain 3 space, you're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet, 2 double crochet. And then into this chain space here, 3 double crochet. Into your chain 3 space, we're going to put 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Three double crochet into your chain 1 space. And then you're going to form a corner into the top of your final double crochet from the row below. So in here. And this bit, don't forget, we do fractionally differently just to extend the length. So 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet all into that same space. Now for this last little bit, I can show you here, you need to have 2 sets evenly spaced along this outside edge. It doesn't need to be perfect, because when you put a border around your blanket, that hides a multitude of sins. But if you can get it evenly spaced to begin with, you're saving yourself a real headache later down the line. So what I personally have found is popping them sort of here and here, next sets of stitches, works for me. If you need to put them somewhere else, that's fine. Like I said, don't worry. This is just to give you a straight edge. No one is going to really investigate your little half sections, because they'll be so blinded by how beautiful the rest of your blanket is. So like I say, I find here and here works for me, but you pop them wherever you feel they go. So you're going to pop your first set of 3 double crochet round about here. Just 3 double crochet. Don't worry if you're splitting stitches. Don't need to worry too much at all. It's very much a guesstimation process, this part. So you can see it's not all pulling too much, it's not too tight, it's not too baggy. If you find this gives you too many stitches, just pop 2. It really is a trial and error for depending on your tension, what yarn you're using, all those wild cards that can be thrown in. So I find that round about here-ish is a good place for me for my next set. So 3 more double crochet, evenly spaced somewhere here. Go roughly for the middle. That's 3. And then you're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of your first chain 3. And snip your yarn. As always, leave a nice long length for weaving in. And there you have it. The perfect little sort of half hexi that fits, oh, sunshine, that's better, that fits into this little gap here, like so. It just gives a nice neat finish for if you don't want all these great big gaps. I hope that helped.